The being of spirit, the spirit of being, is what is being mined through the logics and emotions of the human in order to run the systems. I mean, this is the purpose of technologic civilization. They call it technologic for a very specific reason. This isn't an accident, okay? You know? It truly isn't. But the purpose of the civilization, and so one of the civilizing processes is to erase memories. All right? To erase memories, because we have ancestral memory. It's encoded in the DNA. It's a genetic memory. See, but you look at how technologic civilization, and everywhere that it goes, the longer it's there, the more isolated the human beings, but they're not called human beings, they're workers and citizens and etc., right? Right? But the more isolated they feel, they no longer, maybe they remember their grandparents or their great-grandparents. But see, you've got all that ancestral knowledge that's encoded in the DNA, but it's been cut off. So it can't activate, because if we're not conscious that it's there, then it just makes it difficult. See, this is a memory that is very important for them to erase. All right? And it's about who we are. It's a memory of identity and self-reality. So anyway, because we come from where we come from, every one of us is the descendant of a tribe. Every person in this room is a descendant of a tribe at some point in our ancestral evolution. Common collective genetic memory that's in there, that's encoded, like I say, in the DNA. And for every individual, encoded in our individual DNA, all right, is the experience of our lineage from the very beginning, whose whole perceptual reality was what I was just saying. All things have being. We're made up of the earth. All my relations pray to spirits. See, and they didn't pray to man or human form. The closest they came to it was they prayed to spirits that were called ancestors. Right? And because they were praying those ancestors for help and guidance, they understood that we were borrowing today from the past and the future. We're borrowing it from both places. So they had this understanding of reality, so they knew that to keep the balance was the purpose. That was the purpose. The reason for being was to keep the balance. So this was like, what I will call a spiritual perception of reality. And so because of the spiritual perception of reality, they understood that life was about responsibility. It wasn't about the abstraction of freedom. It was about responsibility.